like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I'm about to complain, I think about those runners and go, you know what, Cindy, just shut up, you know?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning. That sounds like Peg.
Morning.
Morning.
All right, so we got a little bit of time here before we get started at the top of the hour. I know everybody is chiseling their progress towards their 4th of July goal. And according to my calendar, we have 6 days left. Is that what everybody's got in their calendar? Okay, I think we just hit the top of the hour. So I wanted just to do kind of a roundtable like we did on Friday and just ask you guys one at a time what you're doing strategically to move closer to your goal in the next 6 days between now and 4th of July. So Harrison, you want to start?
Yes, I am scheduling Zoom calls. I just got off of one and I have 4 more scheduled for this week. So I'm trying to fit in as many as I can to move toward that goal.
All right, so you're really focusing on the 3 ways. Perfect. And what's your goal on or before 4th of July, Harrison?
It was gold.
It is
being
gold.
a solid gold distributor.
Solid gold. Okay.
Yeah.
And Ruth, what are you doing to hone your strategy in the next 6 days?
So Zoom with Jeanette's helping us out with some Zooms. I've got a call this morning at 9:45. And then Thursday I have 4 meetups in Salem and it's going to be a little cooler. So several Zooms for tomorrow as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Melanie, what are you doing to move towards your goal?
Well, I've just been in a week, not a week long. I'm in a seminar with a lot of people that I sponsored, and anyway, so we just all connected on a Zoom all together. But it wasn't just about, you know, my business. We're all doing this other thing together as well. So now I'm going to follow up with them and other new old family members that I've been talking to.
Okay. So.
And Zooming with my people across the pond.
Okay. Great. And where are those people across the pond?
In England and in Norway and Germany.
Okay, perfect. So you have to prioritize those Zooms first thing in the morning, right? Because otherwise you're going to be ready to do them and it's going to be too late because they're going to be asleep, right? So running an international business is a little bit different than running a domestic business, as you have to be really sensitive to the time frames. So anyway, when you're setting up your day, that might be a good way to go about it. So Bonita, what about you? What are you doing?
Seems like we're all on the same page doing Zooms. I just Zoomed with a gal in Ireland on Friday and have another one set up overseas later on this week. We haven't really picked a day yet, but you're right. It has to be either early in the morning or some of them like to actually Zoom at like 5 o'clock. So that, you know, that works out for me as well. So, okay, and I have other people that I'm working on that are in the pipeline that I have really not gotten a definite decision collected from them. So I'm going after those decisions.
Excellent. And does everybody have the World Clock app on their phone? So that it's easy to figure out what time it is, where, you know, you can just look at Sydney and find out what time it is in Sydney versus Montana or wherever you are. Okay, perfect. It's just a good app to use. And the other thing strategically to do when you're texting your people is make sure that you specify, you know, CT Central Time, PT Pacific Time, MT Mountain Time, ET Eastern Time, you know, or whatever, because if you just say, hey, are you available at 5 o'clock? If they don't live in the same time zone you are, it's going to get all screwed up because they don't know what 5 o'clock you're talking about. So just be very clear in your communication, specifying time zone. So fantastic. Peg, what about you? What are you doing to chisel forward towards your goal?
Yeah, well, I am getting my tools
put together. I have been in technology hell this weekend, spent an entire 3 days at multiple different telephone companies trying to get my new phone up and running, which is kind of a critical tool. And finding that my Swift keyboard that we put all of our nifty, great, text replacements did not transfer over. Many things didn't transfer over. So basically what I'm doing is I'm really gearing up, talking to the people along the way. I did prospect a few folks along the way in the various Verizon stores and in the I broke you fix stores. Technical people, people who are doing 9-to-5 crummy jobs that they apparently don't know how to do very well, or I'm not smart enough to get what they're trying to do with my phone. I met a new person sending back the wrong size cover for my phone. So I'm just out and about. I'm finding that it's good to be kind of back. It's good to know that people are back out and about and coming back to life. So I'm gearing up, honestly, Cindy, for the start of July, really having everything ready to rock and just all out massive action in July.
And it's so great to be out there in the technology world with all these young people going, damn lady, you are so hip. You're so great. You're figuring out Samsung versus this versus, they probably are so impressed that you even know what text replacement is. So that's good for you.
No, I had a really brilliant conversation. I'm doing a lot of BNI one-on-ones too. And that's exactly what one of the guys that I talked to, he's a technical guy. And he was just like, wow, Peg, being your age and doing what you're doing is impressive. So,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's when
And I'm not, you guys that are on the call, I'm not 95, just so you know.
Of course you're not. Look at that blonde hair. Fantastic.
This is my gray hair, Cindy.
That's
This is ginger gone gray here.
There you go. Copycat, what about you? What are you doing as you move towards 4th of July? And you're muted, buddy, if you're there. And I know it takes him a second to get off mute, but while he's getting off mute, Cosimo, you there?
Yes.
Perfect. What are you doing as you move towards your goal?
I'm setting up my DMO, and an interesting thing I added this week, it's a must-do list. So I added 2 prospects a day as a must-do to my big to-do list.
I love that. There's an old management organizing system called Franklin Covey. And Peg remembers this because we took a training where they had us put together a priority list, and you have 1,000 things on your list, but you color code them so that the must-dos get done first, and then the next things, and then the next things. And so you prioritize them, and most people do the other things, and the must-dos get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until they're at a deadline. And so what they teach us in Franklin Covey to do is get the must-dos done first, and then you can, walk the dog and go to the grocery store and make your bed and, whatever. So yeah, good for you, Cosimo, to chisel your must-dos from your have-to-dos or really should-dos. Yeah, good for you. Perfect. What about Diane? Diane, we've all set a goal.
I'm back, Cindy.
Hey, Keith. So what's your DMO chisel from now to 4th of July?
Well, what I was doing, I was when I'm out and about, I'm really focused on 3-foot rule. Hey, how long you been doing this? Do you plan on doing this for the next 20 years? Hey, listen, my wife, she's been involved, she's real smart. She got involved in a biotech company. Now she's showing people how to earn money from home and by phone without interfering with what they're doing. Does that sound like anything you'd have the least bit interest to get some information for? And just perfecting that as I'm going out and about, and it's a whole lot of fun. And if
Great.
you get the wrong answer, you don't get any information from me. If you get the right answer, then maybe I'll take your information and send you something. So it's a whole lot of fun.
Yep, there you go. Posture, having a great attitude, being friendly, just opening conversations, asking direct questions, right? It's good for you.
That's it.
Good for you. And so, Copycat, do you have anybody in the pipeline right now on your team where you've done maybe you've done an interview with them and they have clarified to you that they really want to move from where they are to somewhere else in the compensation plan higher? And have you put together a strategy session with them, and have you incorporated them into some of the things you're doing as their upline, as their mentor, as their workout buddy, so that you can ensure that now that they've joined your team, you're going to help them move forward towards their goals? Have you done that? Got anybody in that category?
No, so what I've done is gone all out getting new people.
Okay.
Just a whole new team, getting new team and putting that in. There's
There-
one, she's 85 that Lynn is working with, and that would fit in that category. So I guess your answer is yes. And Lynn is to meet with her today by phone, and she's asking to do some other things. So we'll incorporate what you said. Then so the answer is yes. Her name is Margaret. And then the rest, just go out and grab a whole new team and just take the lessons we learned from you right here, capture, put them in here, and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do with them.
There you go. So yeah, they say that it's better to give birth. It's easier to give birth than resurrect the dead.
Yes, and it's much more fun.
That's what you're doing. And you know, the only thing that makes me a little nervous when I say people, I've just found this hot entrepreneur, she's 85. That always makes me a little nervous because, you know what I mean? Most 85-year-olds, you know, just move a little bit slower than most 25-year-olds or, you know, whatever. So just, that's fine. That's great. Just make sure that, you know, one thing Tammy Gates said to me when we joined ASEA, she said, you know what I really, really love about ASEA? And I said, what? And she said, all the corporate guys they're in their 30s. This is their career. This is not like a thing they're trying. This is their career. They are married with little kids, and this is the way they're supporting their family. So just think about who might be out there that is a mom or a dad or a potential parent in the future, but they are trying to put all the pieces together so that that is a good family reality. You know what I mean? And so, you know, when you're talking to people, you have kids, Copycat?
Yes, I
Okay.
have 40-year-old kids.
Okay, so you've been there, done that. And so you're a father mentor.
Right.
Yeah. So for kids that are like, dude, how do you do it, man? I got this job, I got this wife, I got these kids. How do you do it? You know what I mean? So you want to like, just, you know, shift your conversations a little bit so you can be a dad mentor. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of dads out there. They want to be a better dad. They want to have more flexibility with their work and their, you know, they want to be a better husband. They want to be a better, all kinds of things, business person, but it's just too much shuffling, you know? And so if you can have those kind of conversations, like, dude, you know what? I totally understand what you're saying, what you're feeling, what you're trying to juggle. I've been there too. And it is rough. And that's why I'm so happy with what I'm doing. And thank God somebody cared enough about me to reach out and tell me about this thing that I knew nothing about. And believe me, I'm not biotech, you know, but they taught me how I could leverage my skills and my love for people. My passion is X, you know, I love making an impact. I want to know that when I die, I made a difference. My life mattered. Right. And so I'm working with this incredible company and I'm leveraging all their infrastructure so that I can have the kind of life you're looking for. And I don't know if that sounds like something you're interested in or not, but if it is, I'd be happy to set you up with somebody that told me about this and they can tell you about this too. Is that something you're open to doing? Right. And you know, so you've already listened, you already know what they're looking for. And now you're just going to shift them over to somebody else besides you to tell them a little bit more about what we're doing because they are in your shoes. Right. So that just a tweak. So perfect. So let's see, Diane, what about we've all set a goal between now and 4th of July to hit a certain goal. What are you doing to move your business forward, Diane Bartholomew?
Well, this week we really have some warm market prospects and customer referrals that we really want to focus on and jump on quickly, and using Zoom in 3 ways, and also a lot of follow-ups. That's our focus this week.
Yeah, I love what you just said. Did you guys hear what she just said about customer referrals? That right there is brilliant. So I bet you guys all have a list of customers that love the product, that have no interest in building a business, and they probably are willing to give you referrals because you're the business builder, not them. And that way they are warmed up leads. They're not cold market out there trying to develop a relationship with somebody that you have no credibility with. This person has just warmed up that lead for you. And now they're saying, hey, Cosimo, man, you should talk to Diane, because Diane, I don't know what exactly she's up to as far as a business goes, but she's working with some incredible technology. It's absolutely changed my life. It's changed my husband's life. It's changed my kid's life. You should talk to Diane. So then when Diane calls and says, Cosimo, hey, this is Diane. You don't know me, but I'm a friend of Benita's. And she thought you might want to know more about what we're doing. Oh yeah, Diana told me, or whoever told me about you. Tell me more about what you're doing. So that right there is a gold mine. So congratulations, Diane. I love what you're doing. Fantastic. Lorraine, what are you doing to move towards 4th of July?
Well, I'm trying to find new prospect also, and I went to my report list and I looked at everybody that wasn't on auto ship for their that had points and wasn't on auto ship, and I'm calling them and asking them, is that PC, or is it because you ordered some new product and you didn't put it on auto ship? So it's my way also of contacting them and keeping contact with the people and trying to grow them.
So good. So you're looking at your Director 300 report, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys, if you're not familiar with your Director 300 report, go into your back office, look at your Director 300 report, go down that list and just have that spark your mind about, oh, I totally forgot about so-and-so. And as you go over on the so-and-so you forgot about, there's a blue number. You can click on that blue number. Anything that is blue or has a line underneath it is a live link. So you click on that blue number or that live link, there's more information behind that. And it's going to give you all kinds of other people. You know how when people say you don't just sponsor so-and-so, you go through those people to their warm market, and through those people to their warm market, and through those people to their warm market, right? So that's what Lorraine is doing. So that's brilliant. If you are not leveraging that report in your back office, then you're missing out on a whole pool of people that are right there. And Lorraine, you're so smart, because auto ship is not intuitive in our back office the way it is. Just, FYI hint, between now and Nashville, there's a lot of exciting things going to be happening to our back office. Like, we're getting rid of it and getting a brand new one. So I'm so excited about that. But until that happens and it becomes easier, like Amazon, when you want to buy a SIA from Lorraine, we have to be much more Amazon-like. We are moving in that direction, which is the really good news, because it's about time. Our website is archaic. But for now, until we get all our ducks in a row, do what Lorraine is doing and leverage that Director 300 report, because you're going to be able to probably stir up some business there. So good for you, Lorraine. Great strategy. So Melanie, what about you? What are you doing to chisel your goal?
Well, you already asked me, but the truth is,
Sorry,
I wanted to say more. I wasn't doing that too, actually.
Perfect. Let's
yeah.
go to Sandra, since you've already spoken. Sandra, what are you doing to move closer towards your goal?
Well, I reached my goal But now it's to work to maintain it, because I think we must never become complacent. And I work with my Directors 300s also, not only, I mean, I've got somebody who's non-binary qualified. She's got over 2,000 points on one side. Can you imagine if she was binary qualified? So working with people like that, being conscious of what everybody in my group is doing, where they're at, and I keep track of them on a daily basis. I also picked out some good testimonies, and I sent out 26 emails to people who were in my funnel, and to see if it could inspire them to move. And also I did the same thing with customers who, with an effort to try to get them to share with their friends and loved ones. And so now this week I'm following up on all of that, that activity.
Fantastic. So you notice Sandra hit her goal. For those of you guys that don't know, her goal was to be gold on or before 4th of July, and she's hit her goal already. She became gold. Fantastic. But now she's not just going for platinum. She is developing all 4 corners of the house, right? So the foundation doesn't fall apart. She's hit gold one time, so she's got, you know, a peak week. Now she's developing week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So she hits gold, 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 gold. So have you opened the executive momentum pool, Sandra?
I beg your pardon?
Have you opened the executive momentum pool in the gold pool?
Yes.
Yeah. So you hit gold twice in a row and it's open now, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so now Sandra's goal to make sure that she gets the most amount of profit sharing from the company is to hit gold every single week that the profit sharing is available to her during this gold executive momentum pool. So not just peak weeks where, you know, she leaves money on the table and then peaks and then hits it, and then leaves money on the table and then peaks and then hits it. So she's not going into management mode just because she hit gold, right? She is very strategically solidifying her position. So she may even hit platinum while she's solidifying gold, which oftentimes happens to people because there's this thing called momentum and you can't stop it if you tried, right? And so all of a sudden the business starts to take on a life of its own, which most people in network marketing have never experienced because they've given up in stage 1 or they've given up in stage 2. And Sandra's in the place where she's starting to have the machine built and the machine's going to take on a life of its own where she couldn't stop it if she tried. And all of a sudden she's going to move from level 2 to level 3 network marketing where she's worked her brains out for X amount of time. Then she's going to get into this new level of network marketing, which we all strive to be in, right? And all of a sudden she's going to start getting her paycheck on Fridays going, this is so fun. You know, I worked so hard for this and I have never earned this much money. Look how many big numbers are in my paycheck. So that's what's about to happen to Sandra because she's stuck to it long enough to get that machine going. She's pumped the water pump enough times where that water pump is pumping almost by itself. So that's excellent. That is excellent. So, and she's looking out for the people who don't know how to look out for themselves yet, right? You heard what she said. She said, I have somebody who's not even binary qualified that has 2,000 points on one of their legs. Can you imagine that, right? So as a leader, she knows, man, that person could go bronze if they just got binary qualified. I mean, there are ways to even manipulate the system to get that money out of the system. The system, the system wants to pay you. It's there, but the awareness is not there. So as a leader, Sandra's providing that awareness so that they can cash in on the money that's waiting for them rather than leaving it on the table. And once people earn money, they're like, oh, shoot, you know what? Maybe this business machine really does work after all. And so Sandra's going to, show them the way. So that's excellent. Roz, what about you? What are you doing to chisel your goal to 4th of July?
Yes, Cindy. First of all, let me just ask, am I supposed to be here?
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
We'd love to see your face, but you're welcome to be here.
Yeah, okay, you can see my camera has been giving
It's
me
okay.
problems. I keep trying
Not a
to,
problem. What's your,
yeah,
so we've all set a goal for 4th of July, Freedom Day,
okay.
you know, to move forward towards our business forward. So what are you doing to move your business forward?
Okay, so what I've been doing is I've come to realize that I've been making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And this is one of the reasons why I'm plugging into all of the training on a daily basis to see what I can learn. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm educating myself a lot more about the business, because at first I just dove in and just started getting people involved, but most of them have left. So I'm learning to set a foundation. And I'm doing so by reading. I just completed Eric Warren's GoPro. And I've gotten the books from Brian Carruthers also. And so I'm learning from that, but I am learning to set the foundation with the new team that I'm just building. And I'm using John Bash's questions so that my team members can now begin to ask themselves. I can ask them and they can begin to understand what they're doing, because I don't want them to make the same mistakes as I do. And in the process, I have got 2 people a day that I am contacting, but most importantly, I'm doing those follow-ups up to 12 times. And this I am noticing is beginning to work.
Fantastic. And the thing is, so there's a difference between being a professional and being a pest.
Right.
Right. And a professional, right? So honestly, a professional follows up because it's the right thing to do. They have that kind of relationship where it's almost expected. Like, you know, if you hire a plumber and you have a leak and the plumber comes and fixes the leak, but then the leak isn't fixed, you know, the plumber, you're really ecstatic if the plumber calls and says, hey, is that pipe holding okay, you know, whatever. And oh yeah, of course, yes, or no, actually, I'm so glad you called, because you know what, it is still leaking. Okay, you know what, I'm so sorry, I'll be right back this afternoon. So that, if a plumber did that to me, I'd be like, oh my God, I would be recommending that plumber to everybody in town, because what plumber follows up? I mean, are you kidding me? So if you're a professional and you're saying, you know, hey, Benita, I know that you brought ASEA. I just wanted to check in and see how you're feeling. Or, you know, I knew you were considering ASEA, but then I know your kid went off to camp and we kind of got off track in our conversation. I'm just following up on that conversation or whatever. I am so delighted because you are standing out from the rest of the crowd, because you care enough about me to follow up. You know, I'm just not another, you know, name on a list, and, you know, it's a numbers game and I don't really care about you. I just want to know if you can make me some money, you know, that kind of thing. But when you follow up as a professional, I'm delighted, because most people don't follow up. Now, if I have like gone, no, I'm not into ASEA. I do not want to put Renew 28 on my scars or my cellulite or my wrinkles or my discomfort, and I just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Then, and you keep following up because you've been told by an Eric Worre book that you have to follow up 20 times. Now you're a pest. Okay. Now I'm going to change my phone number because will not leave me alone. You know what I mean? So just remember, you know, in the balance of life, there's professional and then there's pest. And then there's, you know, so, you know, this business of ASEA is an art. It's not a science. That's why people say, you know, what do I say? Well, I don't know. What did they say to you? You know what I mean? It's not, you're not a robot. You know, when you are putting in your credit card or signing up for you know, some of these things, they say, are you a robot? And you have to say, no, I'm not a robot. And then they'll sell you the stuff, right?
Right.
Because, you know, we have to have a brain, and we have to have sensitivity. We have to have a heart, and we, you know, we customize our response depending on our relationship, right? Because they're a live human and we're a live human. So, right. So it's not a automatic. So that's the finesse. That's the X factor that separates the men from the boys, the women from the girls, the professionals from the pests, right?
Right,
So
right.
that's the thing. That's the thing that we're all working to get better at. So fantastic. Good for you for being so coachable. You know, they say you've got to be willing, you've got to be hungry, and you've got to be coachable. So good for you. You're coachable, you're learning, you're growing, you're becoming, you know, you already believe, you already belong, now you're becoming. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I think there was one more person that I think was Pauline. Pauline, what are you doing to move closer to your goal?
Hi, I'm using the FAM every day at 30 plus minutes a day, and I'm finding it pretty successful. I just ask a question or I give a comment, and I got people coming back to me interested in redox. So then I send them what Nancy told us to say about redox and tell them just a little bit, and then ask if they would like to have more information in video or I could Zoom with them. And I also have been using ASEA Connect to send videos. And I had one of my prospects actually come back yesterday. He sent me a email saying call him. So I called him and talked to him about it. And he's got issues that he wants to see if it helps. And so he's going to make a decision Wednesday
There you go.
when he gets his paycheck. I've got a couple more people in the prospect that I'm going to send videos to. I'm real careful to send the right video, whether it's Renew 28 or whether it's the Redox liquid, to make sure that I get the right impression to them. But I'm just diligent, and I've been making tons of friends on Facebook, and it's working out. I also got a new health product, not product, it's a exercise, new way to exercise. And I've reached out to a group on Facebook with that, and I think I might have some prospects there as well.
There you go. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome job. So I think you're talking about book a meeting from a meeting, right? Is that what you're saying? The BAM FAM, the FAM, for people that aren't familiar with that. And, you know, I think it's great that you know your tools well enough to select the tool that you really think is going to speak to that person. However, don't complicate it so much that when you are duplicating and teaching your team, that they don't know which of the 15 videos to send, you know, because confused people do nothing, right?
Right.
So when I send things out of Genie, then I send the same two things. I send the 5 minutes and I send the 5-minute Genesis to everybody. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a medicine chief. I don't care if you're a product potential or business potential or whatever. I send the same tools to everybody. Those are my tools. They're not the same as Nancy's tools. So you kind of have to decide what your two tools are. And then if they're more sciencey, like I just had somebody come back to me on Messenger and say, well, I'm a healthcare practitioner. It's very, you know, it's very important that I have third-party science. Then I'll say, I understand completely. And I send her the genetic study and the Turow Labs, you know, validation, right? That's it. I don't have to think about which video to send because I send the same thing to everybody because I want them to know how the company got started, why we're different from anybody else. That's the Genesis, right?
Right.
And I want to have third-party validation. That's all the doctors talking about redox, right? And if they want to know, are these hired actors, I want to send the gene study because this is Turow Labs, 23andMe. I mean, you know, we are not on trial. So, right. So that's what I send over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I love the fact that you found a new way to exercise and that you are jumping into a whole new pool of people that are into the same thing you are, exercise, right? Because all of a sudden that's going to be your tribe. You guys are all interested in staying in shape, right? So you're going to help each other stay in shape with the information that you know, and they've got probably information that they know that you don't know. And so you're going to help each other get in better shape, and you can help them learn about redox, and they might help you learn about other things, right?
Yes.
So great job. Really great job. Yeah. Judy, what about you? I think we're at the bottom of the half hour, but just quickly, I don't think we've gotten to you. Judy, what are you doing to fine tune your business between now and 4th of July. We got 6 more days. What are you doing, Judy? And maybe you didn't know I was going to put you on the spot. Okay, I just see that you're unmuted. So anyway, okay, well, we're past the half an hour. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 to 9:30 Mountain Time. All righty, we'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, continue to fine tune. Remember, you can't just get in to ASEA and stay in and become, you know, triple diamond, gold, platinum, whatever you want to become. You got to get better. You got to fine tune what you're doing, because like Rod said, you do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. Okay, so we want to not go insane while we're, you know, teaching the world about this business model. It does work if we work, but we can't just work. We have to work smart. So perfect. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Thank you.